Hey everyone, Brick Films here, and today we're doing part 3 of my series Brick Build's Guide to Stop Motion Beginners. Now in the last two videos we talked about setting up the set for your stop motion, the lighting, etc. And in the second video we talked about filming, editing, and downloading your official first stop motion. Today we're going to be going over sound effects and finally uploading it to YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. Now the app that I use for a majority of my editing is Powerdirector. I'm not saying that in this tutorial you have to specifically use Powerdirector. If you have some other editing software similar to it, like iMovie is a great editing software for Apple users, you can do it there. But I use Powerdirector being an Android user. I have the full version that removes watermark. I believe you have to pay to get the watermark removed, so if you're looking for a cheap option for your editing software, Powerdirector might not be for you, but this is the editing software that I use for majority of my videos. So without further ado, let's get into this. So first you're going to want to open your stop motion clip. I'm sure you guys will remember in the last video, I made a short stop motion clip of Anakin fighting Obi-Wan. It goes like this. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start editing sound effects into it. Now for me, since this is one of my videos, the first thing I'd want to do is of course go into my Brick Film stuff and add in my intro. So that first it will look like this. And then now that that's played, I'd want to add maybe in a title card or something like that. I believe I have some images. Here, let's take this one picture I put on Instagram and put it right there for that. I could add this in as like maybe a title card. I put this on Instagram as a little teaser. And then you can add in some text. I'll add in a default text with fade. And you can of course tap on it to edit it. So I'd of course want to type Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Oh, not Ob-6-1. There we go. And now that I've done that, the title looks kind of bland, so I want to go into Title Designer. And here I can change the font, so I can make it red. I can center it on the screen like that. I can change the font to something cooler. Since it's a battle, I'd probably want to make it look like some sort of like epic font or something like that. I could use, let's go with this one. Anakin versus Obi-Wan. It's nice and bold. Like that. So there, I've got my title card. And that's just a really short and sweet example. Now it's a very short clip, so it'll be hard to move things precisely, but if I pull on the screen, it spaces it out more and lets me see more of it. Now this is going to be a stop motion including lightsabers. Of course my clip didn't start off with them activating their lightsabers, they sort of already had it activated. So I'd want to go into my sound effects. I have my sound files here. There's plenty of YouTube channels that make free sound effects if you guys are looking for sound effects. So if you need a sound effect, just look up free, insert sound effect here, and there'll be some channels that'll have download links in their descriptions. Just make sure they're trustworthy channels. So I'll go into my sound effects. I actually have a Star Wars sound effect folder entitled Star Wars Stuff. And so I'd want to go in here, and get my lightsaber sound. Now, I don't need the lightsaber activation effect, so I can open this menu and press split to split the lightsaber activation effect off of the thing and delete it. Or I could simply drag to delete it. Now, the stop motion is going to sound like this. That's also the same sound effect I use in my intro, for those of you who are wondering. Now I have the lightsaber hum. I'm going to want that constant, but I don't want it to be as loud. I can open the menu and I'll decrease the volume down to a little bit less so it'll sound a little more quiet and more in the background. So then I'll want to get some lightsaber collision sound effects. So I'll go back to my Star Wars folder. I believe I should have some Star Wars lightsaber sound effects already in my folder. That would be this right here. And it has various different lightsaber sound effects that I could input. Now I'd want to pick one out that would fit in that scene, so I'd want to scroll back to where it was playing the lightsaber sounds and go. Now right there's one short lightsaber collision sound effect. I'll take that one, cut it off from the rest of the clip. I drag that into frame right there. I'd go along to see where the collision's about to happen. Right there, and then right there, Obi-Wan cuts him in half. So there's really only one lightsaber collision there, besides Obi-Wan cutting Anakin in half. So let's extend that. There we go. And that's just a really choppy example. The lightsabers realistically wouldn't sound like that, but as a test, there's two lightsaber sounds in place there, and yeah. And now Anakin's fallen over, and if I wanted to, I could get my Lego Star Wars death sounds right over here. And I could find Anakin's for a comical sense. That's C-3PO's, Jar Jar's. There's Anakin's. Now, if I wanted to, I could bring that sort of back to the beginning here, and there we go. And there's the clip. So that's a very, very short glimpse into the sound effects you'd need. Of course, I'd need to add in some footstep sounds if I wanted to make it a little bit more detailed, but the only thing is I only have 2 sound effects slots, so in order to do this, I'd have to go ahead and download this, then put this back into the editor and add the footstep sounds in, because Powerdirector for some reason only supplies you with 2 lines to add in sound effects, which can get really annoying sometimes, and I have to download the clip several times over to keep adding in more sounds. But that's just a short, basic glimpse into the sound editing process. So then you're going to want to go to Publish Video. You're going to go to Share on YouTube if you're wanting to upload this on YouTube, or you can share on Facebook, or you could go to More Output Options if you want to put it on some other social media, or you can just save it to your device. So I'll go to Share on YouTube. I'll select the Full HD process because Ultra HD does not work on my device. I'd press next a couple times because it doesn't work the first couple times. And from here, I would upload it to YouTube. I'd add in my title and description based on what would be the video theme, and I would upload it. Anyway, everyone, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully it taught you guys something that you didn't yet know about stop motion. In the next video, I'll be covering how I create my scripts for my films so that you can make more precise films that go off of a schedule, you could say. And I'll be going over that thoroughly in my next how-to video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.